Hey guys, what's up? Angren with my first Season 9 PTR Spiritborn build guide, and thanks to the newly introduced Balazan's Maxtlatl, I have a cool and maybe working Thorns build for you ready that I crafted the last several days and that I will try out on the PTR, and I will also report to you. I also have some other builds that I will test out on PTR for Spiritborn and also for Druid. The new pants looking really cool so far. So each attack damages close enemies for up to 300% of your Thorns damage, and also deals 100% of this damage as poisoning over 3 seconds. So that means the more Thorns we're gonna stack, the more poisoning damage we're gonna do to them. And also each time you've retaliated with Thorns for 5 seconds, the poisoning damage is increased by 100% up to 300%. So that means the more Thorns we're gonna stack, the more poison we're gonna have. As you already know, the Nox Resonance got heavily shafted, so it is not that good any longer. And I also not gonna play with Nox Resonance, and I will play with the newly Season 9 introduced Season Power. I will also present it to you. And now also with the Gorilla main and second Spirit Hole, we're gonna do 200% of our Thorns, the damage to our enemies, and thanks to the Loyalty's Mantle and the Wushenakpa, this will even get more enhanced. So we're gonna do more Thorns damage, and so we're gonna do more poison damage. And right now I'm playing it with Razor Wings because I really like Razor Wings, but you can also play this with the Rock Splitter. This would be the best choice, and I will also try this out on the PTR. But how we can like let our poison damage explode, we're gonna play around with the new Season9 Powers. So at first I thought they're really lame, but apparently there are some really cool Season9 Powers. So let's gonna start which boss power I did choose. The Disintegrate, so it will deal with lightning beam damage over 8 seconds, and the enemies are also slowed. So that means we're gonna do more damage over time. And now we're gonna convert this damage to poison damage. That's my two choices. Either I gonna convert this to poison damage and we're gonna do more poisoning damage, or we're gonna convert this to fire damage. Why we should convert this to fire damage? Well, it got two benefits. First of all, if you can read, while equipped, your fire damage bonus is equal to that of your highest damage type bonus. So we could stack up our poison damage, and this would first of all boost our poison damage and also our fire damage then, which also would do more damage because we have a 10% chance to ignite our enemies, and then we're gonna do burning damage over 5 seconds. And now the next power will come into play because we're gonna have the Siphoning Gizmo. It is kind of like the Nox Resonance, but honestly even better. We have a lucky chance. Damage from a catalyst has up to 80% chance to consume damage over time effects and deal 100% of that damage instantly. So that means not only our poison effects get affected by that, even all of our damage over time, so also our fire damage would get affected by that. And so means we could technically stack up Thorns. With Thorns we're gonna do more poison damage, and also we're gonna stack up some poison damage and gonna do more fire damage, but I still need to test it around. Maybe my first choice will be the poison rod because we would get huge poisoning effect also, or maybe the fire rod. And also the cool part is because I'm gonna play with Razor Wings, I have maybe some cooldown issues. Yeah, I got a Prodigy Sambo, but you can also choose the legendary cleave that will give you cooldown reduction when you're gonna do fire damage. It is wildfire lucky. Damaging enemies with direct fire damage has up to a 30% chance to reduce one of your active cooldowns by 0.5 seconds. So I still have to test this out if this will work with the Smoldering Ember, but then we can tackle our cooldown reduction maybe also with the wildfire, and then we can also potentially use our adaptive stances instead of our Prodigy's tempo, and then we're gonna have more damage reduction or attack speed. And the most important part is we're gonna get increased core stats by 75%, and that would also mean that our Thorns damage will get buffed. But that is my general setup of the build. As I said, I will test it out, and yeah, I will also quickly go through the main setup. I won't go into the complete detail of the build. I will do this when I played it on the PTR. The Disintegrate for damage over time, then either Corrosive Vapor or Smoldering Ember to turn it either into poison or fire, and then we're gonna blow up our damage over time effects with Siphoning and Gizmo. That is not a IE effect. It's not like Noxus Resonance, but I still want to test it out. And also Potent Alloy, so we're gonna destroy our enemy barriers, which is also really good. And then check Bramble. We're gonna have a luck hit that damage from our Catalyst has up to 50% chance to deal 250% of our Thorns damage. Before we're gonna jump into the details of the build, please leave a like and a sub. It would boost my channel tremendously, and also hit the notification bell so you won't miss any future content of me. And you can also watch me on my live streams where I will stream the new Season 9 PTR and new PoE League. How you can increase your Thorns damage? Well, you cannot increase your Thorns damage with your general damage. So things like increased damage to skills or general increased damage won't increase your Thorns. Also, your weapon damage also won't gonna increase your Thorns, except if you're gonna deal the damage with Rock Splitter, because it will get added to your basic ability skill damage of Rock Splitter, and then you can enhance it further with some basic damage. So this will help for Rock Splitter and your Thorns damage. But if you won't take Rock Splitter, your direct damage increases won't increase your Thorns damage. So the things that increase your Thorns damage are Thorns in general and also your primary stats. So as I said, it is important to get high primary stats on your items, and then also skills that increase your Thorns damage, like the primary Gorilla Spirit Hall. So for our skills, I will test out the Protector now, because I think it got fixed and also buffed. So the Protector area deals 150% of your Thorns damage to enemies within every 1 second. So that is really nice. And because of the Wushinak Power, this is now also a defensive skill. And thanks to the Wushinak Power, we're gonna reduce the ultimate cooldown from our Protector. So we should have a really uptime on it. And as I said, I got Razor Wings with the Poison Razor Wings, but I will also try out the Invasive Razor Wings. As I said, you don't need to have Razor Wings. I just like it. You can also play with your Rock Splitter and then the Accelerated Rock Splitter. And I also got Armored Heights. We have 100% block chance. We are also unstoppable, and we also gonna get more Thorns for our duration, which is also really nice for Thorns. And then also the counter attack, and I did take it for the dodge all direct attack for 3 seconds per cast, up to 6 seconds. So why did I take it? I wanted to try out the Bristleback aspect. I don't know if it will be good, but yeah, let's test out. When you dodge or block an attack, you trigger a 300% Thorns attack against the attacker. Because we are constantly dodging and blocking, this can be really good. Then also the Scourge, so we're gonna fear the enemies, and I also got the Tormentors aspect. While the enemies are moving, they're gonna take additional 250% of our Thorns every second. This wouldn't work on bosses, but it could be at least nice for quicker kill on elite enemies. And then also we got Ravager. Because of the passive of Ravager, Ravager passively stockpiles any healing you receive up to 40 stacks. While active, Ravager spends stacks to strike elite enemies up to an additional 4 times. And that means we're gonna do more Thorns damage, because for new pants, it's each attack damages close enemies. So the more attacks we're gonna do, the more times we're gonna deal with our Thorns damage. So this is the setup of our skills. The primary and secondary Spirit Hall are both Gorilla, so we're gonna get the effect of the Loyalty's Mantle and also our Barrier and also the more Thorns damage. Now the quickly overview of our skills. Just skill Rock Splitter, either max it out and with the Accelerated Rock Splitter, or just leave it on 1 point if you want to test something other out. Quill Volley, so you can go for 3 points on unrestrained power. Also max out these 3, go for 1 point to Ravager. So for the defensive skills, go for 1 point to Armored Tide. That's also Reinforced Armored Tide, Perseverance, and also Bastion. So then also counterattack with the counterattack enhancement, and also Scourge is also adaptable Scourge, and then the Nourishment for more poison damage, Dominance, so we can kill our enemies with Gorilla skills, Resilient, then the Razor Wings, then 5 points into the Protector, 3 into Resolution, Intricacy and Supremacy, and then Blodge's Temper is our main passive. As I said, I will test it out with the fire, and then I can maybe go for adaptive stances. So now also our gear and our aspects. So it is mostly unique based, so Helm is Loyalty's Mantle. Our chest is the Razor Blade, so we're gonna get more Thorns damage, and we're also gonna have a chance to deal up to 200% increased damage. For gloves, I still need to get some good aspect. I didn't find one. Then the new pants. Then our boots, I still got a duelist aspect, but I will switch it out because I don't need it. Then for our weapon, the Wushinak Path. For your amulet, the bristleback. Then also Tormentor's aspect for your bow, for your ring, and also the Needlefly aspect. For the affixes, you can check it out on the Charmlana when I played it in the Season 9 PTR. Right now it's not a mobility, so I need to take Maxtlatl fan. So for Paragon Board, I still need to update it. I will quickly go through the basic setup of the Paragon Board. So you want to have your spiny skin, so when we use a cooldown, we're gonna get 35% Thorns. Then also we want to get Zapping, then Canny Cleave, then we're also gonna get Convergence, and also our Thorns Glyph. We're gonna get Revenge, and also Hubris. Hubris is really important, so we're gonna get even more Thorns, the more dodge bonus we're gonna have, and then also take Vicious Shields, your Colossal Cleave, and then also either Revealing or your Zapping node, and then also gonna take Bane for more poison damage. I hope I could show you at least a cool PTR build of this Spiritborn. I will definitely play the PTR when it comes out, and yeah, I will also update with some more PTR guides and PTR builds from the Season 9. So if you have some questions on the build or what you're planning for the Season 9 PTR, please ask them in the comments down below. And if you like the video, please leave a like and a sub and hit the notification bell. And until the next video, bye.